How about a little coffee chat? I've been working on the fifth wheel on getting all the repairs done, and I'm going to take a break and let's do a little bit of a coffee chat, okay? Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. In the RV, the 40 footer, and I've got some repair to do, but we're going to do a whole nother show on that. But right now, I just felt I'm going to take a coffee break, and I want to sit down and share some thoughts with you guys. So let's make some coffee here. Let's see. Okay, we got the coffee brewing. Let's go ahead and come into the living room and we'll sit down and start our chat until the coffee's finished. Wow. All right. I got a lot of stuff done in here, but anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys just a little chat. This is the Homestead. This is a whole new episode adventure the whole world is taking with this these global situations that are impacting everybody, both with health and with finances. Now, I've heard from some sectors that this is only the beginning. I don't know. I don't have any answers. We're all in the same roller coaster ride together, so I guess we just make sure our seat belt is buckled tightly, we hang on, and we go for the ride. Really, there's not much else we can do. Seriously, there's not much else we can do but go for the ride, because this is completely out of our control. Personally, we can take steps to do the best we can to stay healthy, to stay safe, and to keep our heads above water. I mean, this is, as far as for this generation, and even the generations of our parents, this is uncharted territory. Now, I know the nation has, well, the world has gone through several pandemics, and this is, I don't know that this is going to be as bad as the other preceding pandemics, because I think as a nation, as a people, we've gotten to a place where we're more aware and we have more structures and substructures in place to try to mitigate a lot of this. And I know during the swine flu pandemic, also known as the Spanish flu pandemic, we just did not have those things in place that we do now. So I think, you know, we've got a lot of brilliant people and a lot of new innovations and expertise globally, and we're able to communicate globally in an instant, just like that in today's life. rather than the life of our grandparents and our great grandparents. So I think for the most part, we might fare out better if we didn't have those structures in place. But again, this is a virus that has mutated and will go on mutating into, yeah, other things. It, from what I'm gathering, this is the first round. We haven't even seen the worst of it yet. We still got the second and third round to go. I think I just heard the coffee finish. All right, here we go. So that's the macrocosm of the scenario going around us. A lot of people are worried because, well, this is one of those things you just don't know. It's a mystery, and people are afraid of things they don't understand. There's a lot of fear of things, especially with people who are always feel that they're in control, and they feel a sense of loss of control in like in this situation. And we just have to be try to be a calming voice in these times of troubled waters that we're going through. Eventually, it will pass, because there's one saying that I've heard years and years ago. I don't even know where it came from, and it's not in the Bible because I looked for it and it's not there. I don't know where it came from, but it's simply this too shall pass. And we're just in a season where we have to endure whatever's coming our way. So basically, what I'm trying to say is be calm, stay collected, and be methodical in your day. Plan out your day, because a lot of us are. Well, a lot of states are in lockdown. A lot of businesses are closing, and there's a lot of inconveniences uh, that are changes from our daily life. Whether you go to the gym, or you spend the day at the shopping mall, or you go to a concert, or go see a Saturday game, or even Sunday football. Yeah, those things have changed. We just have to modify our lifestyles quite a bit, and a lot of people have a hard time with change. But if you're flexible and adaptable, I promise you, you will not break. Those who are so rigid and just you can't tolerate change, I'm afraid those people are going to snap. They're going to break, just like a stiff uh, twig in a strong breeze. They're going to snap. So just be flexible and try to modify your lifestyles. Uh, yeah, and you might want to think about rationing everything. Um, that's what we're doing here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We've got, we're living in a day of unsurety, unsettledness. We don't know what's coming, but we're just going to go ahead and just be cautious and be safe, and start rationing what we can do personally, and primarily just try to do what we can to stay healthy. I have my aged mother-in-law who lives with us, so we really have to protect her. So we're limiting visitation from even family. My daughter had been sick with the flu, so she hasn't even been coming over, because we don't want her getting my mother-in-law sick, and we don't want to have to deal with that if we don't have to, and if we can keep that at bay, we're going to. In the meantime, we're taking the different supplements that I've mentioned in previous shows to keep us healthy and try to kill that virus before it even gets a foothold. And also just taking the precautions, washing the hands, staying away from people who are coughing, and try to avoid places unless it's absolutely necessary. So, find a hobby. There's several hobbies you're just sitting at home. And you say if you want to take up drawing, take up drawing. There's all kinds of YouTube videos you can look at to learn how to draw. Learn how to play that instrument you don't know how to play. There's even free download paper airplanes you can print on your printer paper. And with a little bit of Elmer's glue and an X-Acto knife, you can cut these images out, glue them together, and you can make different models. In this one's website at fiddlers. I think it's .net. Yes, this one right here. It has all kinds of things. When I first found out about it several years ago, it was primarily just aircraft. They did all kinds of aircraft. But now they branched out into buildings. They even have an Airstream trailer. You can build, there's dinosaurs. There's all kinds of things you guys can get involved with, get your kids involved with. And you can just print them out right there from your printer. You don't have to go out. You don't even have to color it. Just get you some Elmer's glue and an X-Acto knife, cut it out, and there's a hobby for you. There's some things you can do outside during nice weather, like go out and pull some weeds. Make your immediate environment look pretty. Yeah, maybe plant a vegetable garden. A lot of us, I think that's something a majority of us are going to have to start thinking about doing, is planting and growing a lot of our own vegetables. Also, back in the day when the world was at war, and of course we had the pandemics, they had what they called victory gardens. I remember the victory gardens in downtown in the city when I'd come over and visit my grandparents. My aunts and uncles and the neighbors downtown had victory gardens. They would grow different vegetable crops in their backyards, and a couple of them had milk goats. They would share milk with the neighbors. They had chickens that would lay eggs, and back then you were allowed to have roosters. One neighbor raised rabbits, and they would go out and they barter from one another. And they didn't have to go buy feed for them from the feed stores. All they had to do is like feed the animal scraps or go to a vacant lot and cut some grass. That way you're doing the vacant lot a favor and culling the grass and keeping the fire danger down, and you're feeding it to the livestock, so that's free. There's a lot of things you can do to be prepared, and also there's a lot of really good YouTube shows on native or wild edibles. I have a series on my show called Native Edibles, and the reason why I call that Native Edibles is because I'm only primarily focusing on those things which grow immediately around me, that's within walking distance, so I can discern what is good for medicines, what's good for food. But people who live urban, oh my gosh, you guys don't know how good you have it made. There's edibles everywhere. Seriously, there's edibles everywhere. Go on the University of YouTube and check it out. Speaking of YouTube, I've noticed my views have gone up significantly, and I attribute this to the fact that people all over the world are having to stay at home, and to try to keep from being bored out of their gourd, they're surfing the YouTube and finding free entertainment. Also, I noticed Netflix, their viewing is up. There's a lot of companies that are doing well during this time, and some not doing so well. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of traffic to my shows, and people are watching. Maybe some of my videos they'll disappoint them. Some may entertain them. You know what? But I don't care. You know, this is my hobby. I enjoy making videos and telling a story through video. And sometimes I get a little tongue in cheek with some of the videos. Um, like for instance, there's this one video that just went. It's getting a lot of attention on my show lately, a lot of attention, and I just simply named it mysterious ghastly beast, and it's just about this mysterious creature that was eating all my vegetables in my greenhouse. And this was a year ago, January, so this video's been up for a year and 2, 3 months. And now it's just like all of a sudden in the last month or so, it has just shot through the roof. I wouldn't say went viral. It's just getting a lot of attention, and some people are left to be disappointed because they're expecting to see a mysterious, ghastly beast. Well, to me, this little creature was mysterious and it was ghastly because it was eating my vegetables, and it was a little beast for doing so. I set up my trail cams and I caught it, and I didn't know what kind of creature it was. It looked like a rat, but it had a real short, stubby tail. And then a couple of my viewers mentioned it, suggested that it could be a vole. Uh, so I went online and I looked at voles in our area. And sure enough, this little creature it's called a Cascade mountain vole, which are indigenous to our area. So now I know what it is, what it was. And now I got to take steps to try to prevent that from happening. But anyway, I left a bunch of links at the end of the video to draw people to the videos where I got beasts. I got some trail camera shots of, well, like my last one has a bobcat in it, and then I had bear and cougar and yeah, interesting stuff from the trail cams. So that, for some reason, that video went viral. I don't know why. Why one particular show is promoted over another show, and even if it's a show that is, I just like put together real quickly, or I didn't put a thought into it. I wanted a message. I had a mystery. I had a message. I wanted to get it out there and have you guys help me determine what this beast was. But now it's going viral. Don't know why, but weird. Anyway, this is good coffee. Gotta say so. By the way, we get our coffee delivered in the mail. There's a coffee club my son entered, and he gets a selection of two different flavors from around the world that ship directly to the homestead. And man, we've got a stockpile of coffee. So I haven't had to buy coffee for some years now, because my son, he's just like blessed us with this coffee stuff. This is cool. So let's turn the page and go on to another subject here with the homesteading and this little chat. At the beginning of the year, I mentioned there were some things I wanted to accomplish, mainly finish the projects I started and then do the repairs because things are falling in disrepair, and also adding a couple of things. I really didn't want to go into some major purchases and add anything major this year on the homestead because there are several things I want to do, but I have to put those on the back plate right now. Number one is this, like, finances aren't the way I thought they would be this year, so we're just dealing with tackling one thing at a time. And as much as I can do for free, that I already have the materials here, I can just tackle those. It just takes time to do them. So I'm going to go ahead and accomplish those. But other things, they do take some revenue. Well, I think the revenue is going down this year. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. So we're going to have to reevaluate what we're going to be doing here on the homestead. And like I said at the beginning of the show, be flexible and adapt to what we think we can do. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this little chat. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing and clicking a bell icon. That bell icon will alert you to new videos as I upload them. Also, clicking that share button and sharing my videos on your social media platforms really helps out the channel. I'm going to sit here and finish my coffee, relax a bit, and get back to the repairs. Be sure to check out the video links I have down below, and I also have some merchandise. You know what? I don't expect you guys to be buying merchandise right now. It is a financial crunch for everybody. So I don't even expect you guys to even buy anything. So it's okay, no worries. Yeah. Easter's coming up. I'm going to do something special for Easter. Stay tuned for that. Hey, we'll see you guys in the next adventure. Yeah, it's repairing this fifth wheel. That ought to be interesting. Alright, bye-bye.